Photoshop this, Photoshop that. When your product name becomes a verb, you know that you succeeded. Adobe is one of the oldest tech companies and is still the market leader in most creative fields. Their products are used by amateurs and professionals alike. For example, Adobe Premiere can be used to edit simple YouTube videos like this one, just like it's used to edit Hollywood blockbusters. It all started in 1982 when John Warnock and Charles Geschke were working at Xerox. John Warnock developed a language called Interpress to control Xerox laser printers and saw the opportunity to turn it into a standalone commercial product, but failed to convince the company to follow this strategy. So he decided to quit and founded Adobe. Their first product was called PostScript, and it was a page description language for laser printers. They did think about building more powerful printers themselves, but realized that it's a better opportunity to develop tools and infrastructure for the printers of other manufacturers. There are already three interesting learnings here. First of all, they made the right decision to develop the underlying technology for a certain market rather than a final product. This makes them a supplier that other producers depend on. Just like in my video about Unity, Adobe basically started as the pick and shovel business for the printing market. Second, the way the founders came up with this idea is by being experts in that niche. When you're at the forefront of a market, you can spot and solve problems in that market, which often results in standalone businesses. And finally, John Warnock was 42 when he started Adobe, so this once again trashes the urban legend that successful startup founders must be young. Their PostScript solution first success really came in 1985 when Steve Jobs asked them to use this technology for Apple's laser writer and also invested $2.5 million in Adobe, thus owning 20% of it. They had a synergy with Apple because, as they said it themselves, we always felt that Apple should stand at the intersection of art and technology, and John felt the same way about Adobe. The Mac was the first computer that was commercially available with a graphic user interface. We were doing typography on the screen, while with PostScript, Adobe was doing type on the printed page. John had a developed aesthetic sense too. We meshed together well. From then on, Adobe made a series of partnerships and acquisitions that allowed them to grow their ecosystem of products. They launched Photoshop in 1989, Premiere in 1991, and introduced the PDF format in 1993, which became an international standard. In 2005, they acquired their main competitor called Macromedia and their whole line of products, which included Dreamweaver and Flash, among others. Today, Adobe has so many products that it's even difficult to differentiate between them. Because of their square logos containing 1 or 2 letters each, people joke that they're basically filling up the Adobe periodic table. And while I'm at it, I don't know you, but me, I have a lot of trouble taking their Experience Design logo seriously. I mean, it looks so 2010 with those horrible keyword emojis. Anyway, they divide their services in 3 groups: digital media, digital experience, and publishing. Digital media makes up 70% of their revenue and includes the Creative Cloud and Document Cloud solutions. Creative Cloud is the set of apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere, After Effects, InDesign, and XD. And Document Cloud includes PDF and electronic signature solutions. Digital Experience are products focused on enterprise customers that provide AI-driven analytics, content optimization, advertising, commerce, and customer journey management. If this all seems confusing to you, well, it's because it is. And it's been Adobe's strategy since the beginning. They launch new products in anticipation of the market demand and later see whether they become big or fail. This basically gives them a perpetual first-mover advantage. Also, some of their products are lighter versions of others to attract less tech-heavy audiences. Thanks to this strategy, they achieve better product-market fits. But Adobe also makes mistakes, like everybody, and one notable failure of theirs was Flash. Flash was a multimedia software platform used to create animations, web applications, mobile apps, games, and more. It was the dominant platform for online multimedia content, until Steve Jobs basically signed its death warrant by banning it from iOS in 2010. Flash couldn't be used on Apple products anymore, but the tech industry generally agreed that it was a good idea to discontinue using Flash because it had many problems, such as security risks, compatibility issues, and poor performance on mobile devices. Adobe themselves acknowledged that change and decided to completely retire all support for Flash in December 2020. For the spicy story though, some people think that Steve Jobs precipitated Flash downfall not because of purely practical reasons, but rather because of a personal grudge against Adobe. As said previously, Apple and Adobe had a symbiotic relationship in the beginning until Apple had its near-death experience around 1996. During that time, Adobe was focusing on Windows and completely ignored Apple even when they managed their turnaround. In 2006, when Mac became a platform of choice for creative professionals, Adobe still privileged Windows and was making only minimal efforts in porting its products for Mac, although both companies cater to the same creative audiences. We'll never know Steve Jobs' real motivations for sure, but the fact is that Flash is dead. Concerning Adobe revenue model, the most drastic change of strategy came in 2013 when they abandoned their Creative Suite for Creative Cloud. In simpler terms, they switched from one-time software license sales to a monthly subscription. They understood the growing subscription trend and all its corporate benefits, but making such a transition for a company of this size was risky and difficult to execute. Prior to that, the Creative Suite, including several apps, was sold for between $1,000 and $3,000 depending on the version. But once the sale was made, Adobe had no more ways to keep making money from these customers. So in order to make them pay a similar sum again, they needed to release new versions of their software with massive innovative features each time in order to provide enough value. If the value wasn't there, previous customers could be just as happy keeping using the older version and not buying the new one. When Adobe announced the transition to the subscription model, it didn't go smoothly. In fact, a petition signed by more than 50,000 people on change.org asked Adobe not to force a subscription model because in the long run it will become more expensive for the users. For example, after roughly 1 year and a half, the subscription starts to cost more than the one-time $1,000 purchase. Many people saw it as a ripoff from a company already charging a lot for its products. But in the end, it was a success. Not only does Adobe now have a predictable recurrent source of revenue, they also expanded their user base thanks to cheaper subscriptions for specific products and can later upsell the full Creative Cloud service to them. Also, it's now easier for Adobe to release smaller incremental updates regularly rather than unveiling and marketing new versions with massive, mind-blowing new features every once in a while. By the way, if you want to learn the best business strategies from the most innovative companies, check out our bestseller online course called Business Model Innovation, Differentiate and Grow Your Company in the description below. This course is popular with entrepreneurs and corporates alike because it really gives out practical examples of how you can improve any company by tweaking its business model. And yes, we are sponsoring ourselves. Now back to Adobe. Today, Adobe is the leader when it comes to content creation software. Even though each app has a range of competitors, nobody has a suite of such top-notch products put together as a subscription service and easily compatible between each other. As they say themselves, we are the only company with the vision and assets to address the entire content lifecycle, from creation to delivery to optimization and monetization. And of course, they keep innovating and acquiring promising startups such as Magento and Workfront and getting into more markets such as e-commerce, content management and marketing. In 2020, Adobe seemed to benefit from the pandemic because more people consumed video content and started to create all things digital. If you enjoyed this video, do smash the like button to help it climb the YouTube's almighty algorithm. And let me know your thoughts about Adobe in the comments below. See you soon!